Drivers, start your engine!
We are racing at Circuit of the Americas as they climb that hill. 133 feet up into turn one. You see the brakes locking up, the smoke already. They get through. It's Ross Chastain who leads them through turn one.
I don't even know how you call that, Mike, but it's 5, 6 wide, and I think from a driver's standpoint, you don't want to tear the fenders off right here, but you know that you have to go and you have to try to at least protect your position, if not try to advance your position. So the guys in the back are trying to take advantage of it. The guys in the middle are trying to protect themselves, and down through the S's, we've got one sideways.
I just can't believe we all made it. Oh, there's some trouble for the 20 truck.
The 32 of Brett Holmes was the one we saw turned around. I believe this is Ed Jones in the 20.
Yeah, that looks like could have been an engine failure. Might cause a caution here early in the going.
That truck was pretty decent last year. Sheldon Creed ran it, was on pole. And Ed Jones, he's somebody who comes from a road racing background, an Indy Lights champion, ran in the IndyCar series.
That's something you're going to see all day there, Kevin. Just forcing your way in. Kaz Grala dove to the inside of Grant Enfinger and made it inside of him. Hasn't completed the pass, but that was a strong move.
Yeah, and so many of these corners are enticing to turn in early. It's one of my biggest problems that I have here. There's so much room on the entries to the corner, but a late apex around the center of that curve allows you to get a run down the straightaway and off the corner. So you see Kaz just put an end to that.
Yeah.
Said, all right, buddy.
And Grant went off the road, as we said. That looks like maybe a broken track bar, Kevin, you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Rear suspension problem there.
And this track is tough on the suspension because there's so many swells on this racetrack, and you have to run over so many curbs so hard in order to make good lap time. So it is definitely a racetrack that is hard on the equipment.
Such long laps here, 20 turns left and right. So much fun to watch. But Ross Chastain was in a league of his own yesterday. So far, looks like he has things under control with Kyle Busch behind him. And last week's winner, Christian Eckes. He's on cloud 9 right now. A lot of motivation, a lot of momentum coming into this race.
You know, Jamie, it doesn't matter what sport it is. Momentum is big. Saw team owner Bill McAnally in the garage earlier. All the team was there with their Napa colors on. Just so proud of Christian and what he accomplished. And look, I mean, he's keeping pace with those 2 Cup guys. Something we talked about earlier was going to be difficult to do, but a lot of pace in the 19 truck.
He's finished in the top 10 in all 3 races so far this season. Brand new team for him, and to win in Napa's backyard last week. Everything going in the right direction for that young man.
Excuse me,
sorry,
Kevin.
Mike. I mean, he's just getting a crash course in what to do. And there you see the left rear with that track bar broken, the rear end moving back and forth. It flattened the left rear tire.
And caution is out for the first time today. Ed Jones sitting on the track. Ross Chastain, Kyle Busch, Christian Eckes, Ty Majeski, and Zane Smith. We are under caution for the first time today as we work lap 3 right there. Ed Jones with an issue, mechanical issue right off the start.
Yeah, and that happened in turn 1 because as he came through the S's, it was already, the rear end was moving back and forth, and then the tire drug something on the chassis, and now he's got flat tires.
Ross Chastain continues to lead. He has been the standout, but this battle, wow, and Carson Hocevar goes around. The 0-2 is around to Chris Wright.
Oh, he's going to get stuck. He shouldn't have done that. You got to stay on the pavement. That gravel will eat you up. There's a perfect picture of what I'm talking about. Good call, Jamie. That's how he got the lead. He just had a perfect restart. A little contact back there.
That looked like Nick Sanchez had some contact, lost about 4 positions right there.
And that's a great shot because it's like a funnel.
Oh no.
Matt Crafton gets stuck right where we just saw Carson Hocevar.
Oh, he got lucky. That left rear tire was on the grass.
Got it up on the grass. Remember Kurt Busch a couple years ago riding around on that grass trying to find some more racetrack.
What's he going to do here? He looks like he's almost on an island.
Yeah, he's just trying to find anything that isn't gravel to keep traction, and he's found it.
Well done, Matt Crafton.
Well, let's not forget we're coming to the end of stage 1 here.
This is the final lap of it, and it's going to be Christian Eckes, winner of stage 1. He gets those 10 points, that extra bonus point. So strange not bringing out that caution, right?
Yeah,
This is kind of fun.
You get to win the stage point. Oh, keep on going, bud. Don't let off.
Of having a little bit better tire.
Yeah, and I think that we know that he could pit now and make it, and we thought that, but with not needing the points, he might take advantage of that. But I think with the fall off in the tires, Kyle has decided behind the wheel of that truck, I need to run these tires on out and have fresher ones than Ross, which could be a big advantage. He's already run a couple more laps than has Ross, so we'll see how this plays out.
Well, Kyle ran a 2:17.9 the last lap, the lap before, and the last lap was a 2:18.5. So he's definitely, the times are definitely falling off.
And I'm wondering, and you tell me, Kevin, are some of the drivers that have pitted, are they maybe taking it a little bit easier on their tires so they don't burn them up right now and have a little bit left for later?
That's a great question, because you look down the leaderboard here, and you've got Ben Rhodes, who ran a 2:16.70. You've got Majeski 17.5. So Kyle's in clear track. So it's interesting to think that he would. I would be surprised if he was not going as fast as he could go.
Final lap of stage number 2. Kyle Busch in the 51. He will take the win. This strategy will work out for him. Multiple things happen at one time, and this is what happened here.
Wow, they were running in the top 10.
Yeah, and you saw Haley's truck start to bounce right there, and what happens when you get too low right there, it just gets rougher and rougher, and then her entry to the corner was just super straight, and the truck just went straight under braking. Yeah, right now he's just thinking to himself, all right, I can see where Kyle is in my mirror. All I need to do is just keep this thing in between the lines, not make any big mistakes right here. When I come to the S's right here, make sure I have myself plenty of room to not be in position for a penalty. And it just all went their way. They put themselves in position, like you said earlier, Jamie, to capitalize on that caution flag and be on pit road and still get the stage points. And Kyle's team was on the other end of the spectrum. They didn't pit at the right time and put themselves behind, and that's really what put Zane in position to be in contention to control this race, was the pit stop. It all came down to the pit stop, and we talked about that before the race started. A lot of what's going to happen today is going to happen on top of that pit box.
But some good news for Kyle Busch. He might have gotten beaten anyway, because the last time by about a half a second faster was Zane Smith, and he's got a 5-second lead. So that is a really fast 38 truck. Everything worked out, but Kyle might have come up short anyway.
We heard from Zane Smith at the start of the show, and he said, I feel like the truck was a little bit better in some areas last year. I don't know. He led 11 laps last year, and he's already led 15 laps today. So I'd say in race, it's been a little bit better.
A lot of Zane Smith time here today. Chris Lawson on the pit box making perfect calls. And this kid has driven a perfect race.
23-year-old out of Huntington Beach, California.
There's Chris.
Won the last 2 straight races here in Austin. 2 different drivers looking to do it again.
All good. That's what you want to hear on the last lap. Nice gap.
He got a little roughed up. He's got some damage on that truck. He had to earn it. And here he comes, the last turn. The 38, Zane Smith. He'll win it at Circuit of the Americas. Back to back for Zane Smith. Kyle Busch brings it home second. Ben Rhodes on the front stretch. I believe he is out of fuel.
Driveline just came out of Ben Rhodes' truck here on the front straightaway. They need to throw a caution flag.
Everybody's having to avoid. He's dropped some debris on the racetrack as well.
And Zane Smith burns him down there. Not the burnout. I don't think you expected that. We'll take a step over here, but you go back to back here in Austin. You guys played out a perfect strategy there, but was there anything that you were fighting in the truck or anything that went wrong for you today?
Besides catching on fire in victory lane, that's a first for me. man, that's a bummer right there. But, man, just a shout-out to everyone at Team FRM, Chris Lawson for that amazing strategy right there. That worked out for us good with that caution, advancing us in front of the 41. Shout out to my pit crew, man. They've been awesome all this year. It's been so awesome having them. But and then, obviously, the strategy, putting Kyle back there, and us starting on the front row is just perfect. So just so cool for Speedco, Peak, all of our partners on this truck. The Speedco F-150 was fast there when it mattered, and I just enjoy so much coming to all the road courses, especially here, and it's so cool. FRM is undefeated here, so just a true testament to this team. And like I said, that was probably the most hectic victory lane celebration I've ever had.
Now, Kyle Busch was running you down there at the end. You had about a 6-second lead, but they told you to race the racetrack. But at any point, did you have that in the back of your mind that they were coming after you there at the end?
Yeah, I mean, once we got to that 8 to go point, and I got told Kyle was in second, the heart rate went up a little bit, just because he's so good at managing his stuff and going when it matters. So I was just trying not to make any mistakes. Made a couple there with around 5 to go, and road courses in general, once you lock up, it's 10 times easier to lock up again. So was just focused on that, but apologize for catching the truck on fire in victory lane.
All right, Zane Smith, your winner here at Austin for the second year in a row.
Hey, race fans, thanks for watching our video. For all NASCAR on Fox News, content, and the best clips from Fox Sports, be sure to follow and subscribe to our channel.